Russell Westbrook started in the Lakers season opener after coming off the bench in their final preseason game. Westbrook cited that Darvin Ham not starting him the final preseason game, that is what led to his hamstring strain because he wasn't sure how to stay warm when the game started. Shannon, how do you explain this?
What happened was Russell moped and complained behind the scenes, and Darvin Ham put him back into the starting lineup. The thing, I don't know how to do it. What you do is that you get on the bike until it's time for you to come in. You keep the legs warm, or you put hot towels, compression on your knees, on your hamstrings, so they stay warm. That's what you do. That's what other guys that stay on the bench do. Some of them ride the bike. Obviously, if you're used to being in that situation, obviously your body's used to it. But when things are different, you have to do different things. He didn't, and the thing was, Skip, he didn't even try. Man, hey, bro, I've never come off the bench before. I mean, you come out. So what do you do? How do you get warm? How do you get ready to go into the ball game? Instead of starting the ball game out, I'm not gonna probably go into probably the 5 or 6 minute mark. What do I need to do? You think he asked anybody? No. He just sat over there and went in there and tried to be the same player, try to be explosive as he once did, and then boom. That's what happened. I mean, it's just like, Skip, if a quarterback, you see the quarterback, Skip, when the quarterback gets hurt, and the first thing he do, he start loosening up his arm, don't he, Skip? He start throwing on the sideline before he ever get it. He just don't run it on the field and come on, let me throw a pass. Hey, come on, let's just warm up throws. A pitcher, when they bring him out the bullpen, what the closer doing? He just don't run on the field and just start throwing fastballs, Skip. He's down in the bullpen. Man, this dude just give you all these excuses. That's what it was, Skip. Russ is going to start for the foreseeable future because he's going to cause too much of a commotion if he doesn't start. Everybody talks, Skip, everybody says, man, I want to win a championship, I want to win a championship. But there are very few willing to sacrifice what it actually takes to win a championship. And there are sacrifices that comes along with winning the championship. You don't think I wanted to catch 100 passes for 1,300 yards every year, Skip? Yeah, and could have. But is that the best way for us, the Broncos, to win a championship? No. Run the offense through TD. And then Rod, Shannon, Ed, you eat after that. But TD gets the first helping. TD gets 25, 30 carries. And whatever's left over after that, y'all got divided up. That's it. Let me tell you some of the guys that he's played with. Kevin Durant is a top 75 player. LeBron James is a top 75 player. Anthony Davis is a top 75 player. James Harden is a top 75 player. Russell Westbrook has made the finals one time with 1, 2, 3, 4 top 75 players, and then he himself is a top 75 player. And Bradley Beal is a multiple-time All-Star. And he's made the finals. Oh, and I forgot Paul George is a multiple-time All-Star.
Sure. Yeah.
And he's made the NBA Finals one time.
Yep, that's all you need to know.
Now, we say Kevin Durant is a top 12 player. LeBron James, okay, he's a top 10 player, even if you don't want to put him in the top 5. James Harden is one of the 2 or 3 best, he's probably the second best, third best. I got Jordan, obviously Kobe, and he's the third best 2 guard. So what is it? Kevin Durant goes somewhere else, boom, gets the title. LeBron win title with D. Wade, go Kyrie, Anthony Davis. He comes there, barely don't even make the playoffs. Not even the play-in, don't even make the playoffs.
Okay, my turn. I'm here to tell you, Mr. Sharp, that the backstory of how Russell Westbrook just went from demoted back into the starting lineup
to promotion
is not getting well said, is not getting nearly enough attention. As soon as Russ tried to come off the bench, quote unquote, played 5 minutes, missed 2 threes, and had 2 turnovers, and walked up the tunnel with a slight limp, I immediately tweeted questioning whether he actually had a pulled hamstring. Right. And I don't read my ats or my mentions, but Ernestine follows any reaction I get with Google alerts. And she said, oh, you're getting bombarded. People are taking you to task for even suggesting that maybe not be hurt. Well, I don't think he was very hurt. I believe what happened is exactly what you just said. And if that's true, then the new sheriff in town, Darvin Ham, for whom I have high regard, now we got to see how he does as a head coach, but he's already crumbled at the feet of Russell Westbrook. He already folded his tent because somebody leaked to Woj at ESPN the fact on Friday that he is being demoted to the second team. I don't know where it came from, Woj has excellent sources, obviously, but somebody wanted that story out there ahead of what was going to happen because they didn't want in the final preseason game for the world to wake up and say, wait a second, Russ just came off the bench?
Right.
They wanted it out there to sort of, it's a trial balloon to start with, just to see how the world would react.
Right.
But they want it completely, clearly known to all the world, especially to Laker Nation. We're going to try this tonight, and this is where we're headed. And then before the opening night game, Tuesday night at Golden State, Darvin Ham doubled down on it this would be Monday. It'd be Monday.
Right.
And he said, no, it's not a demotion, it's a realignment. So you've got a new spin doctor. We're trying to make it better for Russ's ego. Well, one of two things happened. It's either what you just said, where Darvin finally just threw his hands up and said, well, I guess I can't manage this situation because he's just not going to be happy.
Right.
I'm pretty sure behind closed locker room doors or office doors, Russ threw a fit over this.
Right.
To the point that everybody within the organization said, well, it's just not going to work,
right.
which is what you said all through the preseason. If you demote him, it's not going to work. Okay, me personally, I don't care if it works or not because he doesn't belong in the starting lineup because they don't look right with him in the starting lineup.
Right.
And if you remember going into Tuesday night, I picked the Lakers to shock them on ring night up at Golden State because I bought the fact that he had a hamstring pull and he wasn't going to play.
Right.
I thought he's going to be out a week or two. And I thought, you know what? They're going to come out happy because they're going to say, we don't have to deal with the Russ predicament tonight. And he started.
Right.
And he played 31 minutes. And he was right in the middle of everything, and it's hard for LeBron to overcome it because I don't like LeBron and AD's body language when he's on the floor because I think they just don't, and that's what the irony of Charles saying, the Lakers have sapped the joy out. Sapped their joy. He did. It starts with LeBron. I don't like LeBron's look, and I don't blame, I'm not criticizing, I'm with LeBron on this one. It's hard to play with him. It's why Kevin left Oklahoma City. It's just hard. If you have high basketball IQ and you know how the game is supposed to be played, and then you watch, could we just see, to remind everybody, the 4 turnovers that Russ had? These are just 4. And he averaged 3.8 last year and almost led the league in turnovers until the last 3 games. But if we just remind everybody just how bad it gets, this is just so bad. These aren't even, come on, Russ, what was that? And then, of course, we've always got, come on, Russ steps out of bounds. And as you say, that's like twice a game he's just going to step out of bounds. Yeah. Well, that's having no feel for where you are in the basketball court. You're the point guard.
Skip, sometimes great players have to make sacrifices.
Yeah.
Look at Jordan Poole. They just gave Jordan Poole $35 million. He still comes off the bench. They gave Tyler Hero $30 million. He still comes off the bench.
Yeah.
There are a lot. Manu Ginobili could have been a starter on a lot of teams.
Popovich always made the case. If Manu was on another team, he could lead this league in scoring. And I'm talking about the young one, the one in his 20s, not the one you saw at the end. Okay, but he agreed, I will lead the shock troops. I'll be the quarterback of the second unit because it has impact on a game. If Russ would buy into it, you might be better at that.
That's what Darvin Ham was trying to tell us. He was going to have an opportunity to have the ball in his hands more with the second unit, and he can play with more pace. He could use his athleticism with that second unit, and he's going to have the ball more. Well, if you put him back into the starting lineup, you talk about, well, we needed that jolt. Well, how? You said the thing that you wanted was to take the ball out of his hands when he's on the court with LeBron and AD. So he could be with the second unit so he could have the ball and play with the pace that he used to play with when he was at OKC and when Bradley Beal went out when he was in Washington. He could get up and down the court and dish off.
I agree.
But now you've inserted him back into the starting lineup, so you've done what?
Okay, so I told you, possibility number 2 is that Jeannie and Rob Pelinka said, timeout. Maybe it was Darvin's initiative to say we're going to demote him. And maybe they said after they watched him walk off, hey, we're still trying to trade him. And you are ruining what is left of his trade value, which I think is nil already. But again, you need to keep him in the starting lineup if you have any hope of convincing anybody else he's got anything left for you.
Skip, every other team, they get the tape of the games. Every team know what Russ is.
Nobody should know from last year.
Nobody is beating down the Lakers' door in order to trade. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. Not one team. Rob, first of all, Rob didn't put shooters around. I don't know what the hell he was doing. And then he got a contract extension. How the hell you don't put shooters around AD and LeBron? All you got was a younger team than what you had the year before. Instead of those old guys that was in their 30s, now you got guys in their 20s that don't play defense and can't shoot the ball.
Well, he got you Matt Ryan, though. Not the quarterback, but the guy who used to play at Vanderbilt.
Whatever.
Right?
But and that's the thing, though, Skip. So now, what do the Lakers do now? So what?
I don't know. If Jeannie says, I'm not going to send him home, you're just stuck with him.
No, but I'm saying, though, but I thought, why would you, if Darvin says, okay, I think it's best that he comes off the bench, why would Rob or Jeannie then go to Darvin and says, no, put him back into the starting lineup? I don't think you can increase his value by starting him. Okay. I think, look, everybody knows what he is, but at least you can get you need to get value down. But if you try to showcase it for someone else, you need him to play well for you to win.
Okay, but I can't believe that Darvin, who's a tough guy because he's a big guy and he was an enforcer when he played and a dunker who shattered backboards when he was at Texas Tech. But I thought he was strong enough to stand up to Russ. And this is just me. I don't care if he pouts or not. Who cares? Let him go sit at the end of the bench and sulk. What does it matter? I'd rather see him sulking at the end of the bench than sapping the joy out of LeBron and AD on the floor. So, but he crumbled apparently and said, uh-oh, because obviously Russ is going to be in the Hall of Fame. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think he should be disqualified, but that's just me. After I saw what I saw last year, it's just hard to. Can you envision him as a Hall of Famer?
I mean, Skip, he's the top 75 player.
No, I get it, but that's how